Welcome to the Noble Faculty Podcast.
My name is Toba Lashe. Toba for short. Some of you might know me as Habib. And we are doing a very first. You see, Andrew, you're the first person I'm going to be talking to on this podcast via FaceTime.
Wow.
Very first person.
VIP.
I'm telling you. And this,
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. I'm grateful.
I have the gospel. No, I need to introduce it properly. Contemporary Afro gospel recording artist, the UK ambassador of that genre,
Yeah.
MOBO award nominee.
To God be the glory.
We've got the it's AG, is it PGM awards, AGM awards,
everything.
I don't know how many awards you've got. I'm telling you, his latest single is Grace, released February 2020.
Oh, you got your research well. You've done your research well, man.
With singles like Blow My Mind,
wow,
Bigger Than, Never Be the Same. He's done recordings he's got songs with Sammy Okposo,
wow,
Vic Tizzle, Henry Soul, one and only Andrew Bello.
Hello, everybody. This is your brother in Christ, Andrew Bello.
Thank you very much. Tell them, man.
Thank you so much for having me on this platform.
No, we are honored. We are honored. Now, Andrew, I really appreciate you coming on because it was a very last minute thing. And I know this was not what we initially wanted to do, but time and circumstances didn't permit us to do it the way we wanted to. But you cannot stop the work of God. What shall be, shall be. So, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
When did you first know that you had talent, that you had a gift?
All right. I noticed this thing while I was growing up back home in Nigeria, in schools days. I have interest in acting, cultural dancing, but I didn't even know I was just doing it for fun. But I love it. Each time when they call me to represent the school, there's this joy that flows in my heart from my head to my toe. Just like, yes, this is something I want to do, just to get away from class. I wasn't really very good academic, but when it comes to those areas, that brings me joy. So, and I do it to the top notch, to my best, and I get the result back. So if tender age and later on teenager, and I discovered that there's still more inside of me. Hope you get it.
So that was as a teenager. So are we talking 14, 15 or maybe 17,
yes,
18? Okay.
Yes. When I joined the children's choir next to the teenagers class, teenagers choir, and goes on and on and that.
So you've had a church background.
Yes.
You've had a church background. But then, even though you enjoyed performing, you enjoyed singing, did you necessarily know you wanted to go the gospel route?
I was open, but how am I going to get there? I do not know.
Right.
But there was a time that I usually watch TV and see people, and I would just say to myself, one day I want to be an inspiration to people around the world, but I just don't know how I'm going to get there. There's that imagination in my head, like, this is what I want to do. And I remember from teenager, when I was a teenager, I always pray that prayer. I said, God, make me a light. Make me a light. Let people see me and say to me that they want to be like me. Wow. I don't even know what was going inside my mind, but I usually pray about that. And now everything is now making sense. But I do pray that prayer from the bottom of my heart. Like, God, I just want to be a blessing. I want to be someone that people will look up to and say, man, what this guy is doing, I just want to be like this guy.
Amazing.
I do pray that prayer.
That's amazing. So from a young age, you've been praying that prayer
Yes,
that
yes,
God, I
yes,
want to be
yes.
an inspiration. I want to be a light.
That is it. That's it.
Use me to bless people.
Yes, yes. Now I remember clearly that was one of my top prayers. I said,
Wow.
God, you just use me. Use me. I don't care what you're gonna do. Just use me. I want to be a blessing to the world.
You see, you've just given me two things now. So this is what we normally do. We take people's stories, the inspiration, the journey, the adversity and the challenges, and then we take life lessons out of them. The first thing I've got from you right now, you've always had a vision.
Yes.
You've always had a dream.
Yes.
How important is it for you to have that dream in terms of you achieving what you want to achieve in general, telling the people? Because I know where it's taking you, and we're gonna talk about that. But how important is it?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wow. It means a lot. It means a lot. But I just prayed so much. I hope I'm answering this question. I would put it just means a lot to me, you know. And I knew in my heart that when I get there, sorry to that question
Let's
is kind
go.
of like
Let's go.
I just knew when I get there something great will happen.
So you see, you just give me another one. You had a vision from when you were young. That is
Yeah.
number one. That, Lord, I want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew that that was where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
Second, you believed it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second thing I'm getting from this.
And I walked towards to it.
You see, and you, oh my God, you've started already. You're taking over.
I walked towards to it. It wasn't like I I after praying, I usually go to church every day to arrange the church and to pack the church. And from there, because the choir is like, if you're not good, you're not going to be there.
Right.
I had to walk and they see the potential, like this boy has something. So any program, even got to a stage that my mom would say to me, "You're not going to church today." And I'll find a way to run to my uncle's house. So when my uncle, they know that I'm in my uncle's house, but I'll still sneak out of uncle's house to go
To
to
go to
church.
church.
So I always try to make a way just to be in God's house.
Amazing.
So that was my own walking at that time to make sure that I'm surrounding myself, building my future.
Amazing. You had the unrelenting, undivided conviction that this place, this is for me,
Yeah,
and you worked towards that.
I walked towards to it. Yeah.
Now, the other thing I've got from this is selflessness. You said, God, use me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure you can, and this is a discussion, this is a point of discussion. How many people are willing to be used in order to bless the world? Do people even realize that they need to be used in order for them to attain that goal? What do you think, Andrew?
Well, you need first of all, you need to have that heart. You need to serve. In the position of serving, you begin to discover things that you never thought that is inside of you.
Right.
I position myself in the area of serving for years and built myself again in serving that is working for me now. When people see me right now and say, "How are you doing it? How are you doing it? How do you find independent artists?" But not knowing that from the tender age, it was the inner strength that was building. Inner strength, not physical strength.
The inner strength.
Inner strength to withstand any obstacle. There's nothing like it's like, oh, it's impossible. It's possible. So first of all, position yourself in the area of serving. And then God will see that this boy has something in him. God will not just pick you up like that. He needs to see that you have this. Even he knows that he wants to use you. But sometimes, before you get something from God, anu ni mo rí gbà, grace ni mo rí gbà. Before God can create you and say he's going to use you. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people in this world. You must have that heart. And the Almighty God will look into that. Let me deposit something inside this boy's heart. I never knew how to sing, but we'll get to that area very soon along this interview. I didn't know how to sing. I never know how to perform on stage. So how did this thing happen? But we're still going to get into that. Position yourself in the area of serving so that you can be used.
Wow. Position yourself
in the area of service.
I love that. Position yourself in the area of service. You see, this is another thing that if you read business books, the signs of a good leader is a leader who is willing to serve his followers. And that's another thing that you've just talked about now, which is you placed yourself in an area of service. You are willing to be used. You didn't have an ego about it. And how many people have been given gifts or talents and they feel it is theirs rather than for others?
Even till the time I met you, you could testify I was in the position of service.
Yes, we'll talk about that. So, and this is the thing. So, I mean, we're going step by step because we're doing the pre us meeting.
Yes.
So, fast forward now, you're singing. You know, you're serving. Let's put it that way. So you're not singing in terms of performing. You're singing in a position of servitude, right?
Yeah.
And now you're in London. When you came to London, did you still carry on? Because, you know, when you're doing that in Nigeria, it's different because I'm not going to lie, I think religion is slightly easier in Nigeria.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because everybody's a Christian or a Muslim. No matter how bad you are during the week, everybody goes to the mosque on a Friday, the church on a Sunday. There are so many churches and mosques around. Everybody does that. So I would say, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's somewhat the norm to be religious, or at least to go through that routine, right? In the UK, every man for himself.
Of course.
Free for all. So when you came to the UK now, what was your position?
When I came to the UK, you know, I lost my faith. I lost my identity. I lost who I'm supposed to be. You know, but when you're a child, when you're destined to become someone, nothing is going to change it. So when I got to the UK, things were different.
Okay.
Things were like, I was like, wow, this transition is something else. So many things came my way, so many distractions. I have to go to work. I have to get this. I have to get that. I was lost in the system.
When you say I'm loving the story now. You see, the story has just begun. You lost your faith and identity.
Yes.
Losing faith, was that a case of you didn't believe, or was it a case of you simply weren't engaged?
Yes, I wasn't engaged. I wasn't connected.
Okay.
I don't even have nobody to look up to. No not direction. No direction. I was, I was, well, I was just confused. I just want to leave for a moment.
Yes.
I just want to leave for a moment. I was just following, following life as it just
Yeah.
comes. You know, got into a relationship, got into, some friendship that is not meant to be. By the end of the day, I still find a way to go to church by meeting one person that connected me. But I was still, things was just horrible.
Right.
Things were just like, it was just the way it wasn't meant to be.
Right.
But God was preparing me.
Okay. I love that. So first, now you're now here. And I think, and the reason why I'm able to sort of relate to your story is because I went through exactly the same thing. When you have that freedom,
Yeah.
you lack a structure. The structure you had or the direction you had before it would be Monday to Friday, whatever you do, maybe go to school or something.
Yeah.
Saturday, you might help out around the house or something, go shopping or whatever, or hang out. Sunday, you always knew you went to church if you were a Christian. For me on
And
a
I was by
Sunday,
myself.
right. And for me then, in Nigeria, was you go to mosque for Asalatu back then. And when you came to London now, you are by yourself. Nobody's telling you to go to church.
No way.
If you don't go to church for a month, if you go every day, it's nobody's problem. Now you lost your faith or you weren't engaged and you lost your identity.
Yes.
What kind of effect did that have on you? So apart from the spiritual side of things, how did that really affect you emotionally as well? What changes did you go through? What did you have to fight?
Trying to discover my purpose, trying to discover what God has in store for me, even in a strange land whereby my mom wasn't there. I had to live with people that I don't even know, where we're heading to. They're living through the west. I'm trying to go to the right. I'm trying, it's just trying to find who I was. And then music, well, I was trying to listen to music that wasn't, that was not encouraging, but just violent. But at the end of the day, I knew there was still a plan in place. But how am I going to get there? Is by still getting to connect it was about trying to connect myself with the right people
Okay.
that could take me to what God has in stock for me.
Now, this is what you're telling me. You've always known that you had a purpose. You begged God for that purpose.
Yeah,
You've always had this vision,
yeah,
this dream of how you want God to use you.
exactly.
However, even the faithful, even the righteous go through their struggles and they can lose their way. Now, you and I met, and I don't know which period of this time in your life that we met. I think at
Oh
that time,
07.
oh yeah,
Oh
oh seven,
07
yeah,
Virgos.
yes. So around that time, I don't know, had you reconnected with your faith at that time, or you were in the process?
God bless you. God bless you. You see the period that I met you and I met so many people. We used to go to have different house parties. We organized things all around London.
Yeah.
Then that was the time that God has God was giving me, God has started working inside of me,
Okay. Okay.
and I'm getting connected little, but I still just have to let go
Yeah.
of the crowd
Right.
to go another way.
That is hard though, isn't it? Like, how do you? Because don't forget, from being in a regimented segmented lifestyle in Nigeria. Now you're in London,
Yeah,
you're free,
yeah,
and you have to
yeah,
let go of the crowd.
yeah.
Where did you find that strength? Why? Like, what brought you back to that?
I'll tell you, this is the shocking part, and I believe I've never ever said this to anybody. This is the first time I'm going to say this to you. You know what happened to Jonah
Yes.
when God sent him on a mission? He
Yes.
went to another place.
That's right.
Right? Um, I went into depression at a point of this transition into gospel. I was in a mental health home for about 3 weeks to
What?
2 weeks to 3 weeks. You
Really?
know, and during that time, I've been recording tracks. Like I said to you, I don't even know how. I've never been to the studio before in my life. I don't even know how they mix. I don't even know how they even chop things in the studio. So I had an helper of destiny that helped me out with my first single, and that CD was that song will be the one that God was that song actually was the song that God used to introduce me to the gospel scene. So I was in
Ah.
the mental health home for 3 weeks. I had a CD on me, and at that time was where the transition started from.
What? Now you see, you just messed with me. You,
Because
j-
I didn't want it to obey God.
bro, you just screwed up my
I didn't
mind.
I didn't want it to obey God, and God was trying to speak to me left and right and center. Everything was just so fast. I had a car, I had work coming in. You know, when God wants, when the time is right, money will come, friends will come, relationship will come. I was driving a nice car, I was driving this, and it was just coming in right and center. And just God said to me, "You this boy, you don't want to listen." I used my two legs to walk to Omerton Hospital and um, admit myself inside. Admitted myself inside, and they said to me, "You're not going. You have to be inside here for some time." I didn't
Wow.
know what was going on, and I said to them, "There's nothing wrong with me." And God will send someone to meet me and said to me, "Listen, you need to eat. If you don't eat this food, they're gonna section you, and if they give you injection, that's the end." So I used those period of time to pray to God and say, "God, I'm sorry for everything. That if I come out of this place, I will be a changed man. I will do everything as much as I can. The people might think I'm crazy, but I will praise you radical the way I just want, the way I know. Just. So I had to beg one of the doctors and say, "You know what? Can I just go out for 1 hour, 2 hours, or something like that, just to go to the church to praise you?" You understand?
Yeah.
And this period of time, that song that was with me. So the doctor said to me, "You can go out right now and come back certain time." So I went to minister in this church, and someone was recording the video. After uploading the video online, Midnight Crew comment on the video. Everyone started commenting on the video. Who is this guy? Who is this? The gospel track? Do you know what I mean? And
Wow.
that period, that was when everything changed.
Wow.
I know we skipped through some story parts, in the position of serving was when I met you. I was serving in
We
the
were we were
club.
we were both
You know,
serving.
we were both serving.
We
You were
were
at the
both
gate.
serving.
I was encouraging people to come
Yes.
in the club. Like
You were there
boom,
saying,
I
come
was the
into the club.
encourager.
When they come in now, I was the one
Yeah,
collecting the money for the club.
of course. And your eyeballs were like very
No,
tough.
no,
Like
no, 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 no.
no
It's no,
free
no,
things here.
no, 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 no. There's no smiling here. No,
So
no.
when we get them in the club, I make sure everyone is happy. That was my job. That was who I am. And I was saying to myself, and I said one day when we were there, it wasn't fun for me anymore. You know, I get caught from one of my friends. My friend, he gives me some cut every day, and it was a good lump sum of money. Like he said to me, "Good job, bro. Good job, bro." So I said to me, it wasn't fun to me anymore. And I said to my guys, I'm going to do something different. Everyone laughed at me like, "Come on, bro. Come on." Nobody wanted to associate with me. They were like, "You're doing gospel, no money in the gospel, do secular song." 3 record label dropped me. I went into another depression. I was like, God, what am I doing over here? Did these people see what the light, see the light, what you've sent me? Why did they drop me? So I started nagging myself again after getting dropped because I did not do secular song. I look like the band. I have the body like the band. Everybody was talking.
Andrew, you're jumping too much. You see,
Sorry,
no,
sorry,
you're
sorry.
jumping too much. You're jumping too much. You're jumping too much. Now, I want us to go back because
Yeah,
there's some lessons. I know you're telling a story here,
yeah.
and it's a testimony, but there are some things we can take out of this.
Okay.
Let's go back to the beginning. You had a dream.
Yes.
You begged God, use me.
Yes.
And then God gave you the gift, but then you lost your way a little bit.
That's right.
And then you now use your own two legs to walk into a mental institution.
That's right.
You didn't even know you were there, and you're like, no, I want to leave. And they're like, nah,
Yeah.
you're not leaving. But by that time, you had recorded a gospel song
That's it.
and you were not doing anything with it. But then from inside that mental institution now, you go to church. So it was like a day release, am I right?
Yes. Yes.
They give you a day release.
That's
And
it.
on the day release, you enter a church.
That's
Somebody you don't even know records
it.
it.
Facts. Facts. Yeah.
And that is how destinies change.
That's it.
The right place, the right time, doing the right thing.
That's it.
If you were not in that church singing, you could have gone into that church and sat down. That destiny wouldn't have changed.
I was invited. The pastor had to stand for me and say, he's going to come back. Let him come and minister. You know?
And destiny change. Walking in your path at the right time, doing the right thing. Now, we were talking about the club Virgos.
Yes.
And we both served our time helping who we were helping, our brother. And I remember that time you told me you were going to be singing. Cool, great. I'm like, let's do this. And you're like, it's going to be gospel. I'm like, you sure? I was one of those people. I didn't doubt per se, but for me, at the time, I was a Muslim. So for me, it was a case of, if that gospel is that gospel for you. Like for me, I didn't understand it anyway. I didn't understand the whole gospel thing. So you've now said yes. Now tell me, what was the challenges? I know a lot of people doubted you, but within yourself, because we've spoken about going into depression. You even said after leaving that club scene again, you went into depression again. And what were you battling with that time? Because the first time you were battling against the faith, flesh and faith, if that makes sense. What was the battle this time?
I wasn't happy when I was in the club. It got to a stage, everything wasn't fun to me anymore. You know, it was like, what am I doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, I come today, I go tomorrow. There must be something, to life than just, roaming the same circle. And I had to leave that circle, and trying to see, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. I just I saying to myself, there's something. What was it that, that will make me happy, that, there was no joy in me anymore. Despite the money that we were making, the people we were meeting, the girls, everybody just loved me. But at the end of the day, I wasn't happy anymore.
Right.
I had to walk away.
Right. Wow. You see, because around that time when you told me you wanted to do music, the first thing I thought was the band has made it.
Yes.
That was what I
P
was
Square.
thinking. Yeah,
And P Square.
it was the band and P Square. But I remember the band JJC. Remember there was JJC as well. The band JJC, they were kind of the UK guys who now kind of went to Nigeria, and they were making it.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, guy, Let's make this money. Let's make this money.
That's it.
But you were like, no, I'm doing gospel. And you said my gospel is a different kind of gospel.
Mm.
And I remember, and it's like, so it's one thing to do gospel, and it's another thing to do a different kind. And for you, you've labeled it contemporary Afro gospel.
Afro. That's
Contemporary Afro gospel. And for anybody who has not listened to Andrew Bello, I beg of you, just go onto YouTube, type in Andrew Bello. If it's Andrew Bello Grace, Andrew Bello Glory, any one of them, it's a start. Just type in
Amen.
one of them,
Thank you.
anyone, and you would see. In fact, type in Andrew Bello Never Be the Same.
Wow. Wow. Your research is good though.
Listen, Andrew.
Wow.
Listen, Andrew. One of the proudest moments that I have of you, and you don't know this, was the day I saw you on a poster one day, and I was like, "Yes, well done, Andrew."
Wow.
I can't remember what one.
Thank
I
you.
can't remember what one, but it was years back. We're talking maybe 3 to 5 years. A long time ago. I can't remember now.
My
And I
God.
saw your name on that poster, and I was like, "Wow." I remembered when you said you were going to do this, and I was like, is this guy sure? Is this guy joking? Let's see. And you did it. You made it happen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Glory be
that.
to God.
So now, in the moment where you could have taken advantage of being a secular artist, doing Afro beats, technically speaking, you would have been a legend right now. Well, no, not a legend, a veteran. It's true. Think of it. Think of it. What's that? 13, 14 years?
Mm-hmm.
You would have been a veteran of the game. You would have served your time, but you
Yeah.
stuck with your purpose.
That's it.
Now, you did your first recording back in 2007, 2006, 2007.
2009. Yes, 8, 9.
Okay.
Came out with the first demo with P Square instrumental, and from there I now did brought my own sound.
Yes, I remember that.
You
I
know?
remember that. Yeah, you did come up with the P Square one, the P Square backing
Yeah.
track. Yeah.
So you remember?
Yeah, the P Square. Yeah, I remember that. Because I was just like, Andrew,
What's this guy doing?
like, but you see, the vision was not my vision. God didn't give me that vision. God gave you that vision. So it wasn't for me to understand. It was for me to see you execute God's plan. Now, you recorded. What was your first commercial release?
It was Bossy Center.
Bossy Center. Okay. And that was in 09, was it?
09, yeah.
And that was in 09. Okay.
Facts.
So, 09, you've now done Bossy Center. What was that like? So now we're not talking about faith now. We're not talking about faith. We're not talking about purpose, because once you now do commercial, you now have to bring in business and money. So Bossy Center is released. What's the experience like?
Well, first of all, I came out with Bossy Center 2009. Still I did not know music business, how the music industry run. I was broke. I was broke, no money. I was homeless, sleeping in Plumstead car wash because I left the ways before in the past. I had to do gospel, so I lost everything. I was broke. The music was hot. Everybody loved it, but there was no money. There was no money. It was the music brought me to the gospel scene. That everyone was like, "What sound is this? This what sound?" They were not ready for it. Like my manager at that time, it was all favor, but at the end of the day, no money. No money. It was broke.
So it's one of those, we like you, come and perform, but
Yes. But like I said again, use me.
Use me.
People used, but not knowing it was for my uplifting.
Right.
Sometimes I would go and sing in the place. They won't give me nothing.
Right.
I had to walk back home. But the record was hot. It was hot. I remember the first time I got 200 pounds. Someone paid me 200 pounds. I came back to the studio, where I was scotting. I was like, guy, we just got 200 pounds. half of this music, and that will encourage me more again. Then I recorded Baba Mo Dupe Dupe.
Yeah.
It got, like I said, you gonna hacks, I'm gonna answer.
So and this is the other thing now. You've released your first one, Bossy Center. It's doing well. You're
Very
well
well.
known. And this is my point now. There is a difference between the glory of men and the glory of God. Because it is not that you were not known, but if that fame was anything, if the fame from man was anything, you would have been a millionaire immediately, wouldn't it?
Of course.
But you see, the important thing was, even though there was no money coming in, you stuck to your purpose. You didn't give up on that dream.
Thank you.
And
That's it.
and you see, for me, I did not know you had gone through such adversity, sleeping in car washes and things like that, and squatting in studios. And I had never even thought about it. Nobody ever knew, but you kept on going. You kept a smile on your face, man. I have to say, I commend you for that, because every time I
Thank
saw
you.
you, even back then when we were at Virgos, you always had this energy around you.
Can I tell you something?
Of course, of course.
You see, when you see me in Vegas that time,
Yeah.
I was doing a hot job, a security job. This is what happened. I will leave. I will leave the work to come and serve you guys. They rush back to do
No.
security again.
No.
It was it was so crazy that I have to come to put smile on people's face. 4:00, 5, I rush back to clock in security.
Wow.
So all my life around, I've been just running.
It was like a guinea pig on the thing. What do you call it?
Exactly.
Wow. Again, another fact I didn't know. You're dropping some gems, Yet you kept smiling, bro.
I kept smiling.
What kept you going like that? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. Half of those things have happened to me. Not even up to half of those things have happened to me. And I gave up on a lot of things, a lot of dreams, a lot of opportunities. How did you keep going?
I just don't know, but I just knew in my heart that I held on to the word of God, and I had a dream. This was not a dream of a man. I've seen a vision before during my sleep that, you know what, despite if all of this thing comes to you, all of the troubles, all of the obstacle comes, it will lift you up to the next level. Everything that comes your way, hard rock, anything, any stumble, anything will lift to your glory. And I've seen it in action, and I've tasted it, that even when it comes to a point that there's nothing, will come to be an uplifting.
Wow.
So I myself don't know, but I'll keep going.
It's almost as if you are, how will I call it? It's like you are having to stand on a pile of crap in order to reach the nice scented smelling shower or something. It's like, but it's true, because it's like you went through all these things and you didn't even know when it will finish, if it will finish, yet you just keep going.
I kept smiling, I keep going.
I want to ask you a question. This is an aside. Where did you contract your confidence from? Because that is the one thing that you've always had going for you. Always smiling.
Yes, the energy. I believe is a gift. It's a gift. Till today, I might be very quiet before I go on stage. But 1 minute when you give me that microphone, I can make a monkey dance or anything dance. That's it. And I believe it's a gift that no man can pay for. It's been given to me by God. And that's one of the powers that I'm grateful to God for. I
So
don't even know.
yeah.
Even people ask me, how do you do it? My mom was like, how?
Your
In my father, it's only music has been in my grandfather's side, not
oh,
from my
okay,
father's side.
okay. So because that energy, I wish there. I remember there was a time where I thought, I wish I could just do because you just talk to anybody. You would just comfortably talk to people, and you wouldn't. It's not. You don't think twice about it.
Mm.
Me, I don't have that confidence to do. I have to assess. I have to look. I have to see if it's the right. No, 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 no. I can't just go in to talk to anybody. You always just, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. How you doing? Oh, come in. Yeah, it's okay. So I commend you for that, and that was great because I think that's another great selling quality. In fact, I'll tell you another thing. Do you think when you were talking to people and bringing people into the club, and when you were performing, did fear ever creep in?
Yes, yes, yes. There's sometimes I always beat myself. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And then I'll be like, what? And I charge myself again. Like, what was that fear? Like, what's talking? I can do it. So there is always fear. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, and the fear that I can't do it.
Yet here you are, years and
Yes.
years later.
Mm.
Now, let's fast forward quickly to 2017, and your there's an album. Sorry, the single you released is also the name of the album.
Yes. Blow my
Blow my
mind.
mind. No, no. Let me put effects to it. Blow my mind.
Blow my mind.
Now, again, there are a lot of people who've even gained more notoriety than you, more popularity than you, who've released hit singles and will never release an album. You've been doing this for years.
Mm.
Talk to me about your experience of recording, releasing the album, because I still want us to get into the music business.
Oh, yeah.
So, but let's talk about the arts and craft of recording the album.
Okay. All right. People don't know I have two albums. The first album was recorded, which is the Center of Attraction.
I've never heard that one. I didn't know
You've
that.
never heard that one because it was done independent by myself, no record label, nothing like that. I just put it out. I don't even know, that time. I don't know how to put music on iTunes, which consists of Bossy Center and Babamu Dupe, Wabami Joe goes on like that. Well, we'll
Wow.
bring that back to online later on. Um, the process is like this. I didn't announce to people that I'm going to drop an album. I've been releasing singles
Yes.
every time. I
Yes.
release singles, I drop singles. Then I listen to God. I go back and pray. I say, God, because if I drop an album, people was just like, people don't listen these days. If there's no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits,
Yeah.
people will not listen to that album.
No.
So all everything that I do is all direction from the Holy Spirit. Before I do
Amen.
anything, my Father needs to talk.
Yes.
That feeling will come from the inside of me, like it is time.
Okay.
So I've dropped all the singles. My story was loved by many people. Never be the same. Smash.
Yes.
And what other song is on it too? In you, Lord, I breathe. Smash. So the day that God gave me green light to say, oh boy, oh yeah, do the hard work,
Okay.
do everything. Everything is being done by inspiration from God.
Okay.
And also, I'll just call my friends, people, my loved ones that loves me. Everybody around me, they are not friends, they are families. I don't
Yeah.
keep friends, it's families. So I
Yes.
call everybody. I say, Baba, don't talk. Oh yeah, we need to drop Blow My Mind. Oh yeah, start announcing. So the day that people heard that Blow My Mind was coming out, it was an easy work for me because why?
Okay.
5 songs people already love.
Okay.
The rest of it, the 5 song sold the rest of the song. When I went back on Spotify, under 1 month, we have 200,000 streams.
And that is
So
another thing. Yeah, go on, carry on.
so from there, I know how it worked for me. You know, I've seen the system. It has worked. My own system might not work for you. You understand?
Yeah.
Lately, nowadays, artists, they just spend too much money without direction from God. And they say to themselves, why is it not working for me? Why is this not working for me? First of all, what was your foundation? What, is your heart in there? Is God speaking to you? Why are you struggling? My own, I took my time. I faced ups and downs. I know the rope, not because I'm perfect or anything like that. I wait on the Lord for direction. Even now, it's hurrying me to drop another album, but I'm saying I'm just sitting back, still dropping my single, not knowing that album is already ready. Now we have about 6 songs. Even before it was 5 tracks. Now we have 7 strong. People are banging on. So if I say it's time to drop Blow My Mind 2, people's playlist, 6 songs already sold the album. The rest will sell the old tracks. So that's how it works for me.
Okay. And you see, this is what I love about your story now. Blow My Mind is not your first album. I didn't know that.
No.
But the first album, whatever you had done, because you were sticking to your lane and you had a focus, all of those lessons you now implemented for Blow My Mind release.
But there's been an improvement. The first album, I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I was
Talk to
still,
us about
even
that.
though,
What are the
even,
mistakes?
sir,
Because a lot of us, a lot of people see artists and a lot of us see the finished product. When people see you on stage, they see Andrew Bello, the clean cut guy, the guy who's singing, who is laughing, who is performing. You know, a lot of people do not. How will I say it? We don't learn. So you know the mistakes. You know what you've learned along the
for my
way,
first album,
right from the
yeah.
first album. But we don't know that. So upcoming artists who are going through the same, what kind of things can they get from that? Because even that in itself is a story by itself.
My own for upcoming artists, don't rush. Do not rush. Make sure you have things in place. Make sure you build a good relationship with people. Be humble.
Relationships.
Be humble. Even small in this game, in this business, if a small baby should tell you to sit down, do not take that as an insult. Because those are the people listening to your song.
Right.
By your character, people might dislike your album, even though your album is nice. Because of your character. You must have a good character. You must be able to, to not show that if someone gives you a correction, don't say, after I've done this in this album, look at this one, it's telling me this album is not, one line is not right. I've taken correction for many years. Even got to a stage I had to pay for advices. I have the vision in my head, but I do not know how to execute it. I had to pay someone to give me advice for 7 months.
Wow.
So upcoming artists, things might not be, things might not be the way you want it to be, like the way you expect it to be. But be humble, have things in place, have good relationship, listen to correction, and also speak to God, and let the Holy Spirit direct you. In this, it's not the secular music that you are doing. This is spiritual music. You need to let the Holy Spirit minister to you. When to go, when to fight, when to shoot, when to release, when to record, when to also get direct inspiration from God. And let God bless you with a good person. When you step on stage, let that aroma comes out. People will smell. You think people do not know? People know good music because there's something about the sound. Sound. When God showed me the vision about sound, you see, when somebody hits a drum like this, ka, 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 there's a signal to heaven. You see, when you see one of the instrument that I fear most in this world, it is only one artist that is playing it very well. Nathaniel Bassi. There's a power. There's a power in trumpet, which brings me back to sound. Is very important. The sound, the sound, and let me just stop it from there.
No, Andrew, don't stop, oh. Don't stop, oh. You have to go. Listen, you see, I'm not trying to say anything.
The sound is very important in music. Sound. What instrument you're using, the technique. You need to have a good producer that can blend your voice. The band is not the best singer, but Don Jazzy knows how to fine tune his voice.
That's why they are called
A
producer.
producers could some producers out there who just want to take money, but you need to have someone that has the best interest for you, that can criticize you, that can stay to you. You know, when you find a good producer, it's like your brother, it's like your mother, it's like your sister, it's like a marriage. Over the years, I've had a good relationship with my producers. And when God says it's time to go to the next level, another producer will come in. So I've always, all my producers, they can always say good things about me. When you mention Andrew Bello, omo equal, omo, yeah. So it's been great. It's been fun. So you must have a good producer that has the best interest for you, and just be nice, flow.
You see, Andrew, you don't know that you're doing this. You're dropping some dimes on me. First, you said you need to build relationships.
I'm sorry, sir. Sorry to cut you.
No, you're not cutting me.
You
This
need
is
to.
about you.
You need to also not just singing. You need to also have a business side of it. You need to be able to register your PRS, get your royalties. Make sure things are in place. Get a manager. Get a road manager. Get your instrumentalist. That's the business side. You know. Listen, some people say to you, it's gospel, no collect money. Listen, if you do not collect money, how you go pay for those people? Do you want to go to the studio and tell 137 years old man that has kid at home that you're doing it for the Lord, doing it for this? Listen, if it worked for me over the years, I do charge. And the reason why I charge is to make sure that everything is flowing. People are working for me, under me, and just, be able to create a business side and also the spiritual side. When God will say to you, go to this place and don't even mention money. You go there and then you are being blessed. If you mention money, they will just say to you, if you mention money, you've spoiled everything. Many times I will go to places, I would have done free shows a lot. Some of the free shows that I do has been a blessing than the ones that I charge.
So it's not that don't do free.
Yeah.
It's just that everything needs to be aligned. Some things are
Business
what.
side will be there,
Yes.
and also spiritual side.
Okay.
Let your spiritual side be more.
Okay.
Business side also be there.
Let your spiritual direct your business.
Yes.
Pray for the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Hallelujah. Confirm.
Me self at this spirit now. At this spirit. At this spirit small.
Yeah.
So, one of the gems that I love that you've said now, you said build relationships, extremely important. Be humble. Make sure you have a good character.
Thank you.
So in essence, your even when you're not there, your character needs to speak for you.
Because when they mention your name, they will say, no, can we call this person? They will say, what's his name? So Lagbaja. No. No.
Yeah.
You're not there, but because you've done something maybe 3 months ago, and then you've changed, but your character then has already spoken things.
Yeah. Okay. Then you also said, make sure you can take correction. That is extremely important. Taking correction. And as you said, make sure you get the knowledge of the business. You need to know the business.
Mm.
A lot of people focus so much on the talent, not the business.
That's it.
It's an interesting one because it was never the intention to talk about the business particularly. But I don't know if you've heard about the whole Cynthia Morgan and
Oh
Jonas,
yes, yes.
and it's somewhat similar to that, which is once you get into the business, your talent is one thing, but everybody puts in money to get money out of it. Nobody does it
Yeah.
for free.
Mm-hmm.
So we're now fast forwarding. We're now coming to blow my mind. Sorry, excuse me. Blow your mind. You've got the album out. You've got single out. You've released another single this year, February, which I'm glad you got it in, or you should I say you got it out before the lockdown.
Mm.
What are the plans for Andrew Bello, musically?
Oh, let me slow you down a little bit.
Please
Let me slow you down
let me
a
just
little
sit
bit.
back.
You see, I use my life as a point of contact to so many musicians in the shadow. I've always said to God that I will write a book, and to tell the whole story. For many years of me staying in this country, it got to a stage people insulted me, said to me, "Are you sure you are saved? Where's your God now?" You
Wow.
know, life, it was hard. I was working. I'm serving God. I will leave work. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ púpọ̀, iṣẹ́ púpọ̀, owó kékeré, work more, less money, roam about. And then you begin to question God, like, where am I going? Where am I going? What do you have in store for me? Káyé má bí mi léèrè pé Ọlọ́run mi dà. It got so much to the point that I almost want to give up. Even when things was being rosy, got the MOBOs, got everything. I was living in shadow,
Wow.
in this country, doing music, serving, still will smile to the people. Do you know what I mean? And so many artists, so many people are like that. I'm not saying this thing to Kifi Young or anything like that. I'm just saying that God will release many people so that they can flourish, they can move in what God has destined for them. Because my brother is hard.
Yes.
It was hard, and God answered me. The plans for Andrew Bello is to go global. I called myself
Amen.
Mr. International for a reason.
Amen.
I call myself international. And when God released me, the first taste was Ghana. Took me to Ghana, Cape Coast. After release, I released the song. All my song is a template of where you can see through my song. The last song after Blow My Mind was Coast to Coast. Now we're moving from coast to coast levels. It's a story. It's a storybook. When you see Andrew Bello, it's a storybook. So the plan is to go global. And I
Amen.
believe God is writing the story.
Amen.
And I'm just following, you know. I'm following what my father has in stock for me. After then, we went to Nigeria. And it's us been from glory to glory.
I love it.
I don't even know what is in stock for Andrew. But I'm prepared for those goodies in the bag that God has in stock. If I tell you that I know what is next, I'm lying. Because everything that has happened from January to now, sorry, everything that has happened from January to now has been designed, blueprint by God.
Man.
So I don't even know what is in store. I'm just praying. I do what I need to do and get it out there. Now I got 5 songs ready to release, and God, my manager, and God, Holy Spirit is saying, "Wait, chill, chill." So many distractions. I don't want to get caught up in all those things. As you can see, all social media, right? Everybody's doing live and things like that.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
saying,
yes.
I'm ready to release a track. This is the period where people are at home, they can listen to the track, and God says, "Wait, I did went green light." But back to it, to go global, to
Amen.
win souls for God.
Amen.
Jesus to take over. That's
Amen.
it.
It's and it is done. It is done. I love that, Andrew. Thank you so much. I want to mention just one more thing. I don't know how often you go back to Nigeria, but I saw you were on the marathon praise.
Yes. I was, yeah, okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. You see, marathon praise. You see, marathon praise. When you ask something from God, it's funny. It's funny how I got myself into marathon praise standing on that platform. It's funny. I was in my room the day that I was going to go and meet, I was going to the court to fight for my stay.
Wow.
I was at home. Marathon praise was on, and I was connected to the program. I was connected, you know, saying, you must see the way people are praising God over here. Ọlọ́run mi, if you answer me today, I would love to be on that stage serving. I don't know how it's gonna happen or anything like that. I just don't know how it's gonna happen. If you ask me, do I know one or two people over there? I do not know. But I was connected. I was praying. There was this last ministration that came on. The one guy came up on stage. He was singing the song. I slept off. I slept up during his ministration. But when he was about to leave, there was this song that popped up. That just woke me up. I just said, Ọlọ́run ó tóbi, Ọlọ́run bàbá àgbà o, Ọlọ́run ó. All of a sudden, tears begin to drop in my eyes. And I begin to pray, Ọlọ́run mi pa, Father, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for answering me. Thank you, Lord. I will be on this stage next year. That was what I said the
What?
next day. And the next day, between 24 hours, God answered me. Pa, pa, pa. I called the guy, I messaged the guy. I said, my brother, during your ministration, my life is just, I know, I just want to thank God for your life. So we had a good relationship. We started talking till fast forward to 2020.
Yeah.
We became friends, and I said to him, I'm coming. I want to serve at the RCCG, any department there, because God has blessed me. I just want to serve, even the cleaning of the toilets. I said to them, I don't want nobody to know that I'm coming from London or anything like that. So I registered to clean, do something, just to walk around to serve people. And the guy just called me. He said, I'd love you to back me, to be part of the team. I said, what? I looked around. I said, God,
Yes.
is this the way things work? And I looked at, and then God wanted to test me. He said, but me, a popular artist in UK, to come and back you up. You know, what, what kind of fire? You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
knew in
Yeah.
my heart nobody would do that. I said, that was when I realized. I just remember 1990, 1990, the vision. Serve, in position of serving. That's where you get the uplifting. My brother, I said, no problem. This is where they did their rehearsal, send it to me. I started rehearsing. Even they sent me my clothes. As soon as I got to Nigeria, I did rehearsal with them, went on the stage, backed him up,
Yeah.
served him,
Wow.
despite a well-known artist. In my heart, I was just praying. But I knew in my heart people would be like, who long back up Funyo in
He's
Nigeria,
doing backup for somebody else.
what's wrong with this guy? A big well-known artist. MOBO, I dropped my title to serve someone else. And do you know what that they turned around after that? 2 days before I left Nigeria, one man connected me to another church to go and minister in that church. Go. Some backup singers, everybody, the unity was there. Went to that church. Got to the church. Bro, if you see security, they said, "Good morning, sir, Mr. Andrew." Opened the door. Walked into the church. People lining up, clapping. Remember, I did backup for someone. Though.
You did. You went to Nigeria.
I'm saying this thing to encourage people. Sometimes God will want you to serve despite your title. God will bring you low. My brother, don't miss it. If I've not served that boy, I won't even enjoy 2 days to the time that I'm leaving Nigeria. God introduced me to a destiny helper. I served.
Hallelujah.
And I was being honored 2 days before I left Nigeria in a church that I've never been. The pastor said they spoke well about you. You know, there's this recommendation that we could not refuse. Recommendation that we from a good source that we cannot say no to. And bro, when I ministered at church, everyone was like, "Who is this guy? Are you sure this guy is from London? This guy's a radical, man." And the blessing that came up, the lump sum of blessing, you know that, when they are Latin boss for the account like this, bro. I said, wow. And you know what I did? I looked after all the people that sang with me. They were like, bro, we are praying for you to come back. In this life, when you meet people, don't worry about that your pocket is going to be empty. Like Ofeko, sometimes you lock down people that will be praying for you. Because why? They've seen that you are attached with them and say, bros, Baba, you're the cool. This guy will not die. You.
Amen.
Bros, okay, mama law.
Yes.
Do you know how many times people pray? Even when I'm sleeping, I'm hearing prayers from people like, bros, after this corona, because why? Relationship matters a lot. To wrap it up, to just say, that's how God just connected me. In the process, 777.
Andrew, this has been one of the most humbling sessions I've ever had. Don't get me wrong, I've learned a lot from a lot of other people. This one has humbled me. Because sometimes we feel sorry for ourselves and you think, you don't know what I've been through. And then you hear somebody else's story. And then until you hear the story, you're like, damn, and you are still like this. You are still smiling. You are still performing.
Exactly.
So honestly, and you're one of those people who's well respected. You've got a very good prestige amongst the gospel community, and well respected. So honestly, Andrew Bello, my brother,
Thank you, sir.
thank you very much, and thank you for answering the call. Because I didn't even know, now you're big. So I was like, Ross.
Nah. I know my people.
No, I really appreciate
I would say to you that you got the best. This is what I would say. This is a great interview that got the best out of me. Because I tone down interviews nowadays because some of them, they don't even know how to. They don't have the relationship. But I'm so happy with someone that actually know me very well interviewed me, and I enjoyed it.
Honestly, I am honored. Andrew, I'm telling you, I am honored. Before you go, I want you to quickly drop something for us and say, so tell people where they can get your music, what music to go and listen to, and if you can just do a little freestyle for me, exclusive for my podcast.
All right, then. My people, this is your brother in Christ, Andrew Bello. You can connect with me, Andrew Bello, on Instagram, Bello Area 1 on Twitter, Andrew Bello on Facebook, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Andrew Bello. Hit the notification bell for updates on video. Yes, hit the notification bell. Say a balance, yeah. Everything in balance, and a gallant, Baba God make me gallant, Say na God no be juju. Enemies want turn me to moo. Make una they run you. Say na my blessing they come true. Say a balance, When I dey down, you there for me. When I don't get, you give me more. When I dey weak, you make me strong. Tell me why I don't go praise you, Lord. Every day, you dey take me go high. Now only by your grace, I dey feel fine. People they ask me, say, wetin they make me shine. I can't they tell them, say, Baba loke ni, from nothing to something. Baba gbe mi leke gan ni. Baba ìwọ nìkan ló lè ṣe. Ọba lórí ayé. You have kept me here today. Standing by your grace. Hello, download it on Spotify.
Download it on Spotify, Andrew Bello on Spotify, on Amazon Music as well, iTunes.
That's it.
His 2017 album is called Blow My Mind.
Mm-hmm.
His 2020 single is called Grace.
Grace and praise.
And
praise.
Also praise. And praise. Stream it, download it, buy it, purchase it, download it legally. It's true, we have to download it legally. Please support your boy, support your brother, Andrew Bello. Thank you very much for coming on to the Noble Faculty podcast. You are awesome. You are noble, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
You have just listened to the Noble Faculty Podcast. You have just listened to the Noble Faculty Podcast.